I see my mother as being a strong female role model. I admired her strength and the passion she had for life, and I hope to one day be like her.
So in my life, I feel like I've got a lot of female strong models that have helped model and create the person I am today. So in particular, my mother, my wife, and then people around that I work with. So people like Mrs. McLean and Miss Hallam have been great role models for me and support to let me know that I can be better as the person I am today.
I believe women like Grace Tame are excellent and inspirational role models for young women because of how she has stood up for herself and stood up for women's safety in our world and made real positive change to policy.
Lauren Jackson comes to mind, Jacinda Ardern, my mum, and some previous colleagues, Judy Curzon and Libby LaRosignol, who showed me that strong women didn't necessarily have to be yelling, loud or rude or even nasty. They showed me that strong, confident, knowledgeable women who inspire others were just as powerful as those who had big voices.
I believe Dr. Jessica Price, who is a psychologist in the school wellbeing team, is a really great, strong female leader. She's really caring and kind and is a great leader.
Anna Fisher, because she's helped me pursue in my acting and performing career, and without her I wouldn't be where I am today, so I'm very thankful for her. She's amazing.
I believe my mum is a very strong role model for me because she works very, very hard to put food on our plates and provide for us. And she's honestly so hardworking, and yeah, I look up to her.
I think it would be Angelina Jolie because she has a lot of adopted kids and she helps with refugee camps and does a lot of charity work across the world.
Jacinda Ardern was the New Zealand Prime Minister, and she multitasks, was very strong about her convictions and just did an excellent job.
A strong female role model in my life is my wife. The way that we can share and communicate helps me to make sure that the relationship in our home is equal and is a good example for our daughters.
I would say Megan Murphy. She's a freelance journalist. She writes a lot about issues to do with gender equality, but her view is slightly different, even though she is considered a feminist writer.
So someone that immediately comes to mind is Malala Yousafzai, who was the young Islamic girl who was shot in the head by the Taliban, and her crime was advocating for women to receive an education. So she is an inspiring woman because she survived, and even now she's still advocating for women to experience education and for establishing equitable rights on a global scale.
I actually believe in general all mothers are strong role models because they deal with a lot of stuff. Like men just sort of push it under the rug, whereas the females, the mothers, they're usually the ones that take on the responsibilities of caring for things, listening more to their children. Men are sort of tend to be pretty busy all the time. I think women spend more time and they put themselves in a space where they can listen and help their young ones. So I think that's all mothers.
For me, I really appreciated Ruth Bader Ginsburg after I watched a film, a biography on her, and I learned a lot about how much she fought for equality for women. It was very surprising to see just how much she did manage to do and how she continued to do that in her country, and often we are influenced by America. I wish I had an Australian role model, but I'll choose Ruth for now.
Singer Pink. I think she is very strong in both her physical and mental capacity, and I think she's a very good role model for young girls to always follow your dreams and don't listen to others.
So how should we embrace equity on Women's Day?
By going like this. If I'm thinking about someone that I work with or in our community, I'd like to single out, in particular in recent years, I've worked with Pauline Richards, our local member for Cranbourne, and I believe that she's an amazing, strong role model for women and for all people in Cranbourne.
There needs to be more equity between career and family for females.
and there also needs to be more female leadership, especially in the corporate and government industries.
First step is pay gap. So governments, local, federal, we need to look at the pay gap. That's the main step.
When I think gender equal world, I think of giving both genders an equal opportunity. So it's not always about the outcome. It's not always about having 50% women in this and 50% men in that. It's about giving both men and women an equal opportunity to achieve in whatever area they want to. Whether that's a leadership job or whether it's just a local job down the street, as long as both genders have equal opportunity and there's no prejudice against either, that's in my mind what a gender equal world looks like.
For me, I think it's about getting rid of gender stereotypes altogether. I think they're really bad, so we need to stop telling boys who boys should be, stop telling girls who girls should be, and just let everybody be people, let them be individuals, and celebrate and embrace all of the things that join us together and all of the things that make us unique and different.
I think first and foremost it's about education and creating awareness for people as to why we should be in a gender equal world. That would be the first thing, so education, and then secondly I have to say it involves a lot of strong leadership from people, not just the people we see in our community as leaders, but from all of us to stand up and for us to point out when things are not right and then try and work together to find solutions.
We can embrace equity by not judging people because of their gender and treating them with respect regardless of gender.
On the 8th of March and every day of the year, it's important that we remove any barriers and challenge any stereotypes that get in the way of what women can do and who they can be. This will benefit all of us.
As equity is about getting everybody to the same place and not about giving everybody the same thing, we need to come up with some new strategies to get women where they should be.
Education, unsurprisingly, that's one of my opinions. Ensuring that we all have access to an education, which is a major issue going throughout the world at the moment. Not all females do. And also ensuring that the education we all receive is globally, socially, carefully taught to people with an understanding of what it is to be a feminist, and that we don't buy into misinformation in the media about those types of things.
I embrace equity.
I embrace equity.
We embrace equity.
We embrace equity.
We embrace equity.
I embrace equity.